Alright, so here comes the part 3. This one probably won't be quite as long as the last one. Definitely took me longer to do the soles than I thought. Didn't get to the midsoles in that video, just for in essence of time. This is the one where, as I said, I'm going to be using a toothbrush and cleaning the PHYLON. So not a whole lot to do there. Take your Dawn or just standard clear translucent dish soap, just nothing with any lotion in it, no fancy soap. You need something that cuts grease, tends to work better on this. I'm just going to apply the soap directly onto the PHYLON, let the water from the toothbrush do the work, and start scrubbing. Really not technical, not hard. Yeah, if you got like a spot that's really stubborn, you may end up having to use a magic eraser if that happens. Just be very light with pressure. Try it one angle one step at a time in terms of the amount of pressure you use. If I run into a spot on these that I have that kind of an issue with, I'll be doing the same thing. So. Look like we're getting pretty clean with just the toothbrush though, from what I can see. So that covers that side. Pretty much just need that one big drop of soap per side of the shoe. Little gray spot right there. Take a little bit of magic eraser, this frayed bit here. Just see if I can clean that up a little bit better without rubbing the squares off. Like I said, you just want to be real cautious with it. These brittle bits are actually kind of, as annoying as they are to work with something so small, they're kind of the safest, because the problem with the PHYLON is it's a very, very durable foam. It's almost indestructible without literally slashing it with a knife or sawing at it or something, but the outer edges from an aesthetic standpoint, those little micro squares all over it, can be brazed off to just completely flat with very little effort when you're using something abrasive, because basically a magic cleaner is, when it's an extra strength one, is not much different than using a light grit sandpaper with a little bit of a foam backing, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I'm going to rinse this off real quick. Nothing to really show. You can hear the water running. Don't really want to turn the camera. I'll be right back at it in a second. Okay, so I got that cleaned off. Just going to quickly dry it, see how it looks. Get the patent dried off quick. It's water wouldn't hurt it too much, but no reason to leave it sitting on there. Just makes the job harder when you go to clean it at the end. It's a little bit dirty here. I just use a little tiny more chunk of magic clean eraser for that toe area right here. Hopefully it's coming out. Again, you've got to be even more careful here, because you can scuff the patent if you work it too close to it. Looks like that's not really doing it any harm. That's about as much as I want to tolerate that. So it's looking pretty good. It really wasn't that dirty to begin with, but yeah, it gives it a little extra shine. Never hurts to clean your shoes, just as long as you're using the right process and doing it in the safest manner possible. So let's get another drip on there. Toothbrush is clean. How about the second side? Toothbrush was actually new. We use electric toothbrushes like a lot of people. So every time I get one from the dentist, it pretty much gets thrown in my shoe clean box, and they take a long time to wear out because it's not like I'm using them every day. And might as well use a new one when you're doing a project on a fresh pair of shoes. No reason to use a beat up one. So this toothbrush is probably only seen about 4 or 5 cleanings. Pretty minimal amount of total use. And you can see that little dyed dot right there. That's not soap. It's actually on the PHYLON itself. It's not coming up. Again, probably give it a shot with the Magic Clean. It may or may not be something worth cleaning. If it's an actual pen ink, I could try a little alcohol. If that doesn't work, I could try acetone. If that doesn't work, I'm leaving it the hell alone because there's no point in getting that gritty with PHYLON. It will eventually start shaving away at it, and I don't want to deal with that. So just real light fingertip pressure, probably lighter than I would write with if I had a pen in my fingers. And it really isn't coming up. And it is starting to scuff the PHYLON a little bit. I'm probably going to call that good. Do the same thing on this end just to get that PHYLON near the toe a little bit cleaner. Breaking down into tiny bits here. Kind of ridiculous, but it is, like I said, it's a safer way to work with this stuff when you're using the brittle bits on a surface that you don't want to scuff. Same little thing here. See a little area right there that's dirtier than the rest. Rest of it looks pretty good. Let's give her a quick rinse. Okay. Tail's getting pretty wet here. Kind of the wettest part of the whole process, obviously. It's really the only 2 parts of the shit. I'm running it underwater. Get it clean. And we end up with what I would consider a pretty clean midsole. If I can get the lighting on that okay. Back, sides. So the next step, pick up my camera here, is going to be cleaning the nylon mesh upper, which includes getting rid of all these little fuzz bunnies, delinting the inside. Just as surprisingly bad, but it's a really quick clean, so it'll look next to new when I get it done. Scarier looking than it is to actually deal with. A lot of these ones are going to be trimming with nail scissors. It's just the easier way to go about it than using a fuzz buster for all that. And then I'll be using a typical spray foam foot locker type cleaner on the mesh itself just to make it look a little fresh. Sometimes this can actually look dirty when in pictures or video. Or if you clean it first, it kind of gives it a more even appearance and you realize that it actually was dirty as opposed to just being black and hiding it. Just the one thing I appreciate about the black mesh uppers as opposed to the Cordura on, say, a Concord or, yeah, I guess Concord or the Lowe's, because those are the only 2 that have the nylon upper as opposed to the leather like the Columbia. Columbia's got the mesh tongue, but that's it. Anyway, all that said, it's a lot harder to keep those clean, keep the eye stays clean, and everything else. Whereas the black is just easy to make look fresh, so it's kind of nice. And yeah, so we'll be busting that out next, and come back with another vid.